Cam Reddish has just been traded to the New York Knicks, and for many reasons, the Knicks may be running away from this trade with an absolute steal on their hands, where Reddish will now be free to flourish into the star that he was destined to be. He was dealt to the Knicks with Solomon Hill and a second-round pick for Kevin Knox and a protected first-rounder. Throughout his entire career, Cam Reddish has been a part of a very difficult situation on the Atlanta Hawks that left him little room for him to succeed, as he had been a part of a crowded roster with extremely talented wing players who were preventing him from getting consistent minutes with the team to allow him to grow. This trade made it very clear that with their already loaded roster, the Hawks felt like Reddish had simply just not fit into their plans and wasn't going to be a part of this team's future. Because of this, he hasn't had the start to the career he expected, being a lottery pick in the 2019 NBA draft, and this left some people to believe that he was already labeled a bust. This could not be farther from the truth, as I still believe that Reddish has an incredibly high ceiling with boatloads of potential, and the fact that he is still just 22 years old, even after playing in his third season in the NBA, means he still has so much time left to prove just how good he can be. Also, only a small percentage of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. Him getting traded to this Knicks team, in my opinion, is going to do him wonders, and I think this is a fantastic fit for him solely because his opportunity to get consistent minutes on this young up-and-coming Knicks squad is much higher than what he was given on the Hawks. Reddish was stuck in a crowded rotation in Atlanta with DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter, and Bogdan Bogdanovic among those who were in the way from Cam receiving consistent minutes, where now on the Knicks, he is mostly fighting guys like Evan Fournier and Alec Burks for playing time, who are both older NBA vets. It honestly wouldn't make sense if the team doesn't play Reddish over guys like Fournier and Burks, as he is much younger and still has his entire career left in front of him, with years of potential still waiting to be discovered, while Fournier and Burks have already shown you basically all they can offer. Reddish has also been having the best season of his career, and he's done this while also having a massive decline in his minutes per game, which already tells us that his time on the Hawks was due to be over soon. Despite this, his efficiency numbers were the best in his career, as he is shooting his best field goal percentage, his best three-point percentage by a mile, and shoots 90% from the free throw line, while averaging the most points per game in his career, where we also saw Cam Reddish score his first two 30-point games of his career this season. What better time for Cam to get a fresh start on a new squad than after some of the momentum he's built up, playing his best basketball of his young NBA career, and on top of this, he will also be joining some familiarity as he is now playing alongside his former Duke teammate in RJ Barrett, where the two dominated the college basketball scene back in 2019. Hopefully this can also be something to push him to that next level, playing with one of his extremely talented friends who he shares a tremendous amount of chemistry with, both sharing the same draft class together as well. Coming into the NBA, Cam Reddish was seen by many of having the perfect NBA frame that was destined to be a future star in this league, as he also had one of the smoothest jump shots in his draft class. The young prospect is a 6'8" forward with a whopping 7'1" wingspan and an 8'9" standing reach with a nice vertical, which makes him a very intriguing player with incredible defensive intangibles. Because of this, Reddish has incredible potential on the defensive side of the ball, which has seen him to average over a steal per game throughout his NBA career, but could definitely become a much scarier defensive threat once everything comes together. I honestly think the Knicks won this trade by a large margin, as even just getting to work with a prospect like Reddish is a reward that tremendously outweighs the risk they gave up. It is no question that Cam Reddish has the potential to become great in the NBA. It is just more of a matter on if he finds the right situation to be a part of, and that situation could very well be this New York Knicks squad. This was a no-brainer decision for the Knicks to take a chance on the 22-year-old because, one, Reddish hasn't gotten the proper amount of development that can prove that he just isn't good at basketball in the NBA, and two, what they gave up is not that big of a risk for the team and their their future. Kevin Knox has played in just 13 games this season and has been steadily declining throughout the 4 years he's been a Knick, and the first round pick they gave up is a top 18 protected pick this year that turns into a top 16 protected in 2023 if the Knicks receive the 18th overall pick or lower, and this continues to 2024 and 2025 to a top 14 protected pick if the Knicks keep having their picks protected. After that, if the pick is still not given to the Hawks, the first rounder turns into 2 second round picks. This means that worst case scenario, the team is giving up a 15th overall pick, making the risk of this trade fall tremendously, and this probably allowed the Knicks to be extremely confident in pulling the trigger on Reddish. It's a move that can pay off big time, as Reddish has the ceiling of being a franchise player who was one of the most highly coveted players to come out of his draft class, and without having much risk attached to that decision, I think it's a no-brainer if you ask me. Now, we have to just see how good Reddish is going to play on this Knicks team and if he can eventually fit in with this roster and how Tom Thibodeau coaches. I have high hopes for Cam for the rest of the season, and this just makes his game that much more intriguing, as I personally feel like he's going to be free from his constraints and there is a good chance we see his best basketball to date. Pair this up with the fact that Reddish is now playing in the mecca of basketball and alongside one of his really close friends, this could be a key that increases his chances of staying with this franchise for a very long time. I want to know your thoughts on Cam Reddish as a prospect and how you think he's going to play on the Knicks down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that like button as it helps out with YouTube's algorithm, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more NBA content like this that I will be posting multiple times per week. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great night.